Hello everyone. So you've just read up about what are global questions. So these are questions the answer to which is not given to you in the passage. So in this video we'll take a look at some important points to keep in mind with regards to global questions. The first of course is that the answer to a global question will not be given to you in the passage. So you don't need to go back to the passage to look for the answer. It's not there. When a global question is asking you something like the primary purpose of the passage. The passage will not tell you this is my primary purpose. That's something you have to understand. So the answer is not given to you in the passage. As I said, the question will typically ask you for the primary purpose, primary concern, something on these lines. And the passage will never tell you what this is. One way of, eliminating incorrect options in global questions is by looking at the first word of every option given to you, which will typically start with verbs. For example, the first option says to explain something. Second says to criticize something. Third says to praise something. Fourth says to describe something. Now, if my prediction for the purpose of the passage is that the passage is a positive passage, then any option that starts with something like a criticize or argue against, I would eliminate because those can't be my answer. So just by looking at the verbs at the beginning of each option, I can at times eliminate one or two options, even three options at times, very, very quickly. So always have an answer in mind before you go through the options. If it's asking you for the primary purpose, think in your head, what is the primary purpose according to you? And then go with the option that closely or that comes the closest to your prediction. Read the question carefully because the moment students see primary purpose, they assume that the question is asking you for the primary purpose of the entire passage. Whereas sometimes the question will ask you for the primary purpose of a particular paragraph. And one of the options will contain the primary purpose of the entire passage just to confuse you. So bottom line is read the question carefully. Also, watch out for half correct options. What this means is a lot of the times you will be able to narrow down your choices to two options. You will start reading the first one. By the time you reach the middle of the option, you think it sounds absolutely correct. Since you are running out of time, you will mark that as the answer. Whereas a lot of the time what happens is a particular option is absolutely correct till about midway. And then it says something which makes it completely wrong. So, well, when you look at the four options, don't bother with this. But if you have narrowed down the two options, then read both of them completely so that you don't fall for this particular half correct option trap. So, also avoid options that contain details written in the passage. A lot of students like such options because they think this is clearly written in the passage. But if something is clearly written in the passage, it can't be a global question in any case. It's a detailed question. The answer to a global question is not given to you in the passage. He did not write the entire passage to give you that one little detail. So always avoid options that contain details from the passage. Finally, on very, very tough passages, if you're stuck between two options, go with the one that takes into account the last part or the latter part of the passage. Because a lot of the time what happens is, the passage goes in one direction till about midway or till about 3/4 of the length. And then it totally reverses direction. For example, let's say a passage is praising a particular movie. The first paragraph says, the movie has got great reviews. Second paragraph says, the actor and actress have won Oscars. Third paragraph says, the movie has got a tremendous opening in international markets also. So by the time you reach the third paragraph, you are thinking that the entire passage is praising the movie. And then the last paragraph comes where the author says, however, I personally hated the movie for the following reasons. So the entire purpose is not to praise the movie, but to say why the author did not like the movie. So this is only going to be relevant on very, very difficult passages. Mostly you won't have to bother with it. But if you're confused between two options, go with the one that takes into account the last part of the passage. These are some tips to keep in mind for global questions. You can now continue reading through your book.